Good morning, guys. So today I want to share from James chapter 1, and I want to read verses 12 through 15. So here I go. God blesses those who patiently endure testing and temptation. Afterward, they will receive the crown of life that God has promised to those who love Him. And remember, when you are being tempted, do not say, God is tempting me. God is never tempted to do wrong, and He never tempts anyone else. Temptation comes from our own desires, which entice us and drag us away. These desires give birth to sinful actions, and when sin is allowed to grow, it gives birth to death. So, it is our undoing when we succumb to temptation. Because the temptation that we succumb to is basically birthed and seated in our own sinful nature. God will never tempt us to do wrong. God can't. God doesn't know God doesn't abide sin, doesn't abide evil, because He's righteous and He's holy. Therefore, He's never going to cause us to be in a situation that we don't have a way out, because He will always provide a way out from any kind of temptation. He doesn't create the temptation. He provides a way out, a way to escape from it that glorifies and honors Him. Because all sin is a result of us succumbing to our own temptations, which are birthed by our sinful nature. Our pride, our lusts, our egos, our insecurities, all those can be factors that could cause us to do things that are contrary to what God wants us to do. And if we keep allowing ourselves to succumb to these desires, then we are in danger of going down a path that is very hard to get out of. God created us to love Him and to obey Him. And He's got great mercy and love for us to the point that He sent Jesus Christ, His only Son, to die on a cross for us so that we can be reconciled back to Him and have a one-on-one relationship with Him again. Because Adam and Eve, they had that one-on-one. They actually lived and walked with God through the Garden of Eden until Satan deceived Eve, who succumbed to her temptation of wanting to be like God and know what God knows. And Adam succumbed to the temptation of his own desire to keep Eve happy and to please his wife. So they both partook of the fruit, which resulted in the birth of sin, and that sin was the catalyst to cause the start of the mortality. And God needed to make us mortal from Adam and Eve, because if he did not do that, then there'd be no hope to get back that relationship that he once had with his creation, mankind, us. So don't ever say God made me do it, and don't even say that the devil made me do it, because Satan doesn't make anybody do anything that they don't already have in their heart to want to do. That's our own sinful nature. Now, Satan will use every scheme in the book to convince us that what we're doing and what we're feeling is right, so that we do follow through with our temptation that we've created within ourselves. But in the end, we need to be vigilant, and we need to watch ourselves. And when we find ourselves in temptation, and if it seems like it's too hard to bear, all we got to do is to cry out to God and ask for help. And God promises to help us out of our situation. It might not be in the way we want it, and it might not be in the time that we want it, but He will eventually fulfill His promise to rescue us from the temptation of sin that we created within ourselves due to what's in our hearts and what's in our minds. So with that, I love you guys. You have a blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow.